It's Friday, and you know what that means. It's whose house? Swerve's house. I'm Charles Renton with my review of AEW Rampage, and yes, the debut of Shane Swerve Strickland. So good to hear a big arena chant, whose house? Swerve's house. Good old Washington Hall flashbacks, Shane Swerve Strickland making Washington State proud. And the rest of the show had some action, I can certainly say that. Let me know your thoughts on this show in the comments, please. This review, however, will not take very long because, while I'm glad that they're getting people more ring time, and I understand why TNT wanted to have another show, considering that Turner is paying them quite a bit of money, relatively speaking, for a brand new wrestling promotion, even though we're a couple years into this. I'm wondering what the 2023 go-around for renegotiations will bring. I gotta be honest, Rampage, I mean, while it breezes by, like, the action happens and they try to have some storylines, but it almost seems like the company's kind of just given up with some of it. But anyway, so Excalibur Taz, Ricky Starks on commentary, no Insurrection Influencer, hooray! Maybe this new heel persona for Chris Jericho, even though it's kind of the same shit he was doing before, he's just in better shape. But then again, unless he blew up like one of the characters in Metal Slug, there's no way he could have been in worse shape. If he's not going to be on commentary anymore, I'm all for it. Because one, 4 people is too many, and 2, it had gotten to the point where he was just shouting, let it all outing, and he was doing nothing but making me want to stab an ice pick into my ears. Come on. So anyway, Darby Allin with Sting in the corner, not Hook. I'll do the Hook thing at some point. Mark Quinn was his opponent, and Isaiah Cassidy was in the corner. Was this match bad? No. The entrances really were kind of just, besides the main event, no, that's not true. They had Keith Lee do his entrance, but they cut a lot of the entrances out. And it's fine, I guess, but Darby has kind of a cool entrance. I mean, Private Party, remember when they meant something? Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it? The match was fine. It was fine. It wasn't bad. I mean, Darby does end up winning with an armbar. The action was fine. I feel they could have cut it down a little bit, but then again, given some of the stuff they had on this show, maybe it's a good thing they didn't. But then the Andrade Family Orifice, is that what they're calling it now? What are they calling it? Why do I care? Because Andrade hasn't been shit since he showed up in AEW. They show up, but then the Hardys show up. And Andrade's group looks around. It says, well, we're going to leave. Because it's check notes 8 on 4. Apparently Andrade can't cut promos and can't do math either. God damn. I mean, I know the Bunny's crazy, but I know they're the Hardys. I know it's Sting and Darby, and Sting's Stingvincible, but whatever. I don't really care about this. We're going to get an 8-man tag at some point, and then we're going to get the Bunny running around and wanting to bite. Wanting to bite all around, like with the nasty teeth. I just rewatched some of Monty Python, The Curse of the Holy Grail, or The Quest of the Holy Grail, rather. Sorry, Curse of the Holy Grail. No, it wasn't a curse, even though I wanted to curse because I wanted that movie to continue because it was so funny. And it was funnier than some of the stuff on this. Anyway, Dan Lambert, the sheepish lion Dan Lambert, along with Scorpio and Ethan. Scorpio has an undefeated streak. He's defending the undefeated streak and the TNT Championship against Wardlow. He also talks about how Wardlow betrayed MJF and reminded him of Larry Zbyszko getting into Bruno Sammartino's yard, his backyard, seemingly, which sounded less dirty until I said it, and wanting him to train him, and then he betrayed him in 1980 in that great Shea Stadium match. And Larry Zbyszko didn't really go on to do much on a mainstream stage, except say New World Order a lot of times on commentary in WCW. Actually, it's unfair. Larry's a really good worker. He was the final AWA champion, but then again, it was the final days of the AWA. So, that was pretty much it. Wardlow's probably going to get screwed over by MJF. And then the House of Black, they talk about secrets and exposing people's secrets. And where are they? Why are they doing this? And why do I care? And I like Brody. I like Malachi. I like Buddy. Buddy likes not having a wellness policy now. Sorry, he's not the only one, but still, I just don't like it. It was kind of cool at first, and the entrance is cool, but it just, spooky shit only takes you so far. Stop doing the Mist thing, because the Mist thing's really dumb. Whatever. Jamie Hayter. Moving on. With Britt Baker and Rebel taking on Mercedes Martinez. No, you were distracted by Jamie Hayter during this match. I was being perfectly innocent. Scintillating camera work during this, by the way. Mercedes is a good veteran, and Jamie has really good size and actually hits some good power moves. I just wish they could utilize her a little bit better, but we end up getting a Spider German, and then Mercedes just hangs there, seemingly letting the blood rush to her head for about 4 years. Then she leans up while Rebel has the referee distracted, and Britt hits her a few times like, no, 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 no. And then Jamie hits a hell of a lariat, 1, 2, 3, and she gets the victory. Great camera work on that cover, by the way. And then, they're going to glom her, and then Thunder Rosa shows up in whatever outfit she was wearing after, her match against Layla Hirsch. She was like, I'm all dressed. We need you to do a run-in. Well, fine, I'm going out dressed like this. And I love Thunder Rosa, don't get me wrong, but it looks spontaneous. Like, shit, I'm going to grab a chair and come out. Ha-ha! And, yeah, it's going to be Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker in a steel cage match at St. Patrick's Day Slam, culminating pretty much an entire year of on-again, off-again feuding. So, Hikaru Shida says she is coming for Serena. God, I wish she was coming for me. Well, I shouldn't have said that out loud, but, she says she's coming for her, repeatedly. She's going to stop the Serena Skrull challenge. At least Shida seems like she's used her time off to... Actually, she was fine to begin with. She just seems like she's more motivated now, so good for her. So, it's Keith Lee versus QT Marshall with Nick Comoroto and Aaron Solo. It went a bit long, and there was a little bit too much interference, as you would expect, but QT bounced around for him, got in a little bit of offense, and fell to the BBC. 1, 2, 3. And then he faced off with Nick Comoroto. We got a little bit of back and forth. He hit a big elbow, big back elbow, and then hit a huge power bomb. And then glommed Aaron Solo as well. The room outside, I hope Aaron's okay because that looked like a nasty landing. And then Hobbs and Starks, because Starks was on commentary and Hobbs was behind him. Willie Hobbs, they glom him, and Hobbs hits a spine buster on Keith Lee. They did like 2 or 3 weeks worth of stuff in like one aftermath. But whatever. It's Herb Khan. He's just on the Herbie cookie stuff. If you know, you know. So, by the way, it's time for the main event. Mark Henry is the most overpaid hype man in wrestling. So, Britt versus Rosa in the cage on Dynamite. The Page Express. Adam Hangman Page and Jurassic Express against Cole and the Red Dragon. Wardlow versus Sky for the TNT Championship. Mox and Danielson versus Chuck Taylor and Wheeler Yuta. My God, I can't think of a team I'd rather watch less. Nothing against Wheeler. And then Swerve versus Nice. 205 Live lives on. We thought the NXT Level Up replaced it. Nope, it lives on Friday nights on a different channel. The crowd loves Swerve. Swerve is very cocky, but Nice did take over for a bit, and he got a long set of scissoring on him. And you have to pay extra to see that level of scissoring and get that level of scissoring. Stop asking me, don't ask me anymore. Always delete your search history, and don't bother checking my payment info. And then a 450 by Tony Nese. Good stuff, though, since we don't really see Tony Nese do that much except on the YouTube shows. And by the way, I have stopped reviewing the YouTube shows. I do apologize. It got to the point where, A, they weren't getting a lot of attention, and B, I was bored. Not to say that the people shouldn't be watching them, but also the views on their channel, on AEW's channel, have gone down significantly because they have too much content to watch. But we do get Swerve coming back with a nice, flatliner, and then eventually he hits a stomp off the top. 1, 2, 3, and Swerve gets a victory. Whose house? Swerve's house, and his first victory in AEW. I really hope that they can figure out a way to trim down some people that have been there for a while that really maybe should just be on pay-per appearance and stuff. Shore up and figure out what they can do with various people, because unless they're going to start like running Rampage and Dark, run Rampage live and have Dark before it, and then have Elevation and Dynamite and just run 2 separate shows and do 2 live events, they're going to have to find a way to really trim stuff down and not try to get everybody on the goddamn show. They can't sign everybody, but Swerve's a good signing. And that's really all I have to say about that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.